Hey, it's Vana and welcome back to Dark Souls, ladies and gentlemen. In the last episode, we entered the Tomb of the Giants, one of my least favorite places of this entire game. You know what? Why did I not mention that before? Like, I kept talking about how much I hated Sen's Fortress and Blighttown. I hate this place way more than both. I don't know why I've never... I guess I just momentarily forgot this place existed. But yeah, I just do not like... This must be an illusory wall, right? Yeah. I just do not like the mechanic of either having your shield out and being blind or... Not or... using the skull lantern and being defenseless. It's just a terrible, terrible, terrible mechanic in my opinion. Okay, so it looks like we've circled back around to where that bonfire was, right? Yeah, which means we have not been over here just yet. No, we definitely haven't. So against my better interests, I'm going to go ahead and explore this area. We should be able to roll through this, right? Oh, I remember this spot. This is one of the worst spots in the entire game. There's probably so many items, though. Actually, this does block something. Okay, so we're just gonna have to roll, I guess, even though he hits me even in mid-roll, which doesn't make any sense. Die, you horrible abomination, though. We're getting hit by all sorts of arrows, and I don't want that to happen. Let's use an Estus Flask. Oh my god, there's a giant skeleton right next to me. So you need to perish. Oh my god, that stupid kick attack. It always works for them. Okay, die, please. Thank you. There's still another skeleton shooting arrows at me. Let's just see where this leads, hopefully to an item, and then we'll be done with this specific area. And then I think we'll just use a homeward bone to go back to that bonfire. There's an item right there. It looks like we'll have to drop to it. And there's also an item in the distance there. Okay. And an item over here. All these items. But how many of them are going to be souls? Alright, you know what? Let's try this. I hate this. So, oh, but we don't even use a shield, I just realized. All that complaining and... Yeah, so what we basically need to do is we can see as long as we look at their eyeballs, because their eyeballs do glow, or their skulls, or their eye holes, I guess would be a better term for that. They do glow. You can see there's one in the distance there. The problem is we can't see anything that's below us. Oh my god, and they're far more likely to get hits off on us, of course. Where did you just jump to, sir? Die. Now, we pretty much have to use the skull lantern. That's what has to happen. So, I'm going to stop complaining about that, and we're just going to try and get through this area as fast as possible. But yeah, obviously there's a ton of items over here, and I'm not really sure what they are going to be. But if they're all souls, I will be severely disappointed. See, where are we now? I don't even want to... no. No, this is definitely going to be a case of, if we want it, we'll come back for it. See, Eye of Death, totally useless. There was a drop in here, wasn't there? No, but we can drop down to an item, like, right about here. Was there an enemy down there? What did I just see moving in the darkness? I'm not sure, but let's grab this. Oh, great, a soul. Wonderful. Oh, is that a fatal drop? No, it's not. All right. So screw this place. I'm not exploring it. Hopefully you guys understand. Let's just go ahead and go back to the bonfire. Because like I said, you know, in previous playthroughs I have explored every nook and cranny and gotten pretty much every item. We haven't leveled up in a very long time. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's increase our strength to like 45 or 50 now. We are level 65. Okay. Now let's continue on and get out of the Tomb of the Giants as fast as possible. I'm not exploring any of these locations. Screw this. It's a terrible, terrible place. Unless we come back with a Sunlight Maggot. That would be an option. Sunlight Maggot is the helmet I've been talking about that lets you basically see through the dark and stuff without having to have this dumbass skull lantern. Okay, so now begins the next part of the Tomb of the Giants with these guys, these zombie dog things. And we basically just have to like roll out of their attacks, but God, see, everything's on like a delay because their attacks are so fast. Oh my god, they do so much damage, and even if we attack them, we don't deal that much damage anyways. Yeah, so that's basically how each one of these encounters is going to go. I'm trying to roll, but this hasn't really been much of a roll playthrough, so every time I do it, I feel a little bit disoriented. Excuses, excuses. Let's go through this fog door. This is pretty... The upside is this is pretty much the last area that I absolutely hated the game, I believe, unless I'm forgetting an area. But, yeah, after we get through this... Oh, and here we have not only two of these skull dog things, but a skeleton firing arrows at me. And if that wasn't enough, we have a Black Knight as well. So we'll want to take out the Black Knight first, since he can be backstabbed. Let's switch to two-hand and just lay into him. Oh my god, and he's doing... And Vana does the jumping attack, obviously. Oh, Jesus. Die. I don't even know what his health is, but hopefully he's close to dying. Die! Okay, there we go. Let's get back here. Black Knight Halberd, and a White Titanite Chunk. It's so hard to commentate during places like this because you're so focused on not dying. Okay, so there is a way to sort of... Well, not this way. See, like, our only option is taking all of its damage and hitting it. Oh, I can't see. Okay, let's use an Estus Flask. We do want to get down in this pit, though, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and let's go this way, because back here, if I'm going the right way, yeah, it should be this way. Or maybe not. No, we have an item, which is going to be what? Effigy Shield? Interesting. I think we'll be able to see it from up here, shouldn't we? What I'm looking for is a bonfire. There's actually a bonfire very close to our location. Oh, there it is. You can see it in the distance there. Yeah, so there's another bonfire down here, which is great. And once we grab that, we're pretty much going to attempt to run through this area and not even deal with any of these horrible, horrible things. Okay, there should be another skull thing down here. But how do I get to that bonfire? I'm hearing all sorts of terrible sounds around me. There should be like a ladder leading down or something, but I'm not exactly sure how to get to it. We may just choose to skip it. Oh no, this is how you get to it, okay. Yeah, and there should be another one of these guys down here. God, it sees me. Let's get away from it. Yeah, there is a way to like run through all of these enemies without having to deal with each and every one of them. That's pretty much what I'm going to try and do. Just because, as I mentioned 100,000 times, cannot kindle while hollowed. Okay, let's reverse that then. As I've mentioned 100,000 times, you know, there's no clear way to not get hit by these things unless you are rolling very adeptly. And that's not really going to happen for me at the moment. So let's kindle this. And this is actually one of the ones that we want to kindle twice. Those things are making such weird noises. You guys are probably not going to be able to hear because of the YouTube volume. But it is very, very unnerving. It's pretty much as unnerving as a video game can make me, I think. Make me feel. Alright, let's go back this way. The thing about this area is it's not actually that big. We can get through it fairly quickly. It's just confusing if you couldn't tell already. There's a lot of different paths to go. Obviously, items at some of them. Oh, let's just go down here. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going now, and I don't think we want to be down here. Maybe we do. Maybe we want to go down here. So let's do that. But yeah, I'm going to skip all these items. I do not care. For the 100th time, if it's something that I absolutely need, I will go back and get it. Yeah, so it's that easy. We're already done. We're done with the Tomb of the Giants, pretty much. I mean, not really. There's still one more section to go through, but... Oh, and I just realized it's a really good thing that we are human at this point. Okay, so we're done with the Skull Lantern. That's the main point I'm trying to make here. We're done with being in constant darkness. But yeah, Dark Spirit Paladin Leroy has invaded. This is what I was talking about. Okay. So, this is hard, obviously, because there's not a lot of room to fight, and we don't want to go too far in there. So, basically what we want to do is roll and backstab. So glad that worked out. Okay. I'm not sure how much health he has, but we should be able to kill him as long as he does that, yeah. Dark Spirit Paladin Leroy was vanquished, 21,000 souls, as well as 2 humanity, Grant and Sanctus. This is actually one of the only NPCs I never killed in my original playthrough. My friend was going through his items. He showed me that he had that weapon called Grant. And I was like, where the hell did you get that? Because I had never seen it before. But there we go. A legendary weapon of the Way of White, granted to an undead paladin long ago. This massive iron can only be lifted by those with inhuman strength, but it's blessed and very effective. But it is blessed and very effective against agents of dark. And I never really heard much about this weapon either, which is the other reason I never really knew it existed. We also got the Sanctum Shield, which I believe increases or regenerates your health over time or something. A legendary weapon of the Way of White, granted by an undead paladin long ago, once blessed with the protection of a white flame, but its power is all but faded so that it provides only slight HP recovery. And even though that sounds really nice to have in Dark Souls, believe me, it's not that great. Okay, moving forward. God, we are done with the Tomb of the Giants. The only issue, as I've mentioned 100 billion thousand times, that's a real number, is that it's all pitch black and you have to use that terrible, terrible skull lantern. Why is the shield not on my back? Put that on my back, please. Thank you. Okay, so now we have this thing, but we can two-hand our weapon, so we'll be able to three-hit kill it pretty much. And that's pretty much all we need to watch out for on this pathway, I think. Yeah. So we just need to watch out for these. We need to kill them in 2 hits. Another one appeared behind me. Oh yeah, there's also a skeleton that fires arrows at me if that wasn't enough. So let's kill this thing quickly. Oh, it's gonna leave? Okay. So this part's tricky. We don't want to get hit by these arrows, and this thing's actually gonna chase me, so let's kill that. Okay, now here you're gonna think, oh, let me just run up and kill that skeleton. No, there's actually someone waiting on the wing here. It's obviously a very, very dirty trick for Dark Souls to employ. And I've seen people actually... Oh yeah, this is the source of a... Oh, where did you come from? Oh my god, okay. That skeleton there is actually a source of a very funny GIF. Oh, there's another... There's an item back here. Let's grab that. White Titanite chunk. Okay. Yeah, so the funny GIF I'm talking about is that I've seen someone walk up here, they kill that skeleton, and then this dude kicks him over the edge, and it just says Dark Souls. And it was pretty funny. Alright, moving forward. We are so close to the end here. This is pretty much the last cavern before the main Lord Soul boss. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of pinwheels in the distance there. They're not as hard as their actual boss counterpart, but there's still nothing to sneeze at. And also, if you look on the bottom here, there's a whole bunch of tiny little skeleton babies running towards me. So basically what we want to do is employ the same strategy we use for Pinwheel, and run at these guys and murder them before they can do any real damage, because they also die in 3 hits. Okay, there's an item we missed down there. Each one of these also has a chance to drop one of those masks, so we want to keep a lookout for that. We just want to kill all of them pretty much before we go ahead and take a look around. But yeah, they're not difficult at all. There's just a lot of them. That's the only issue. And you also have to watch out for all of those little skeleton babies. Okay, here we have a Soul of a Hero. My music is getting incredibly loud, so let me turn that down a little bit. Let's do some backtracking. My friend actually grinded here for a very long time because there's so many of these little skeleton guys, but they only give you like 100 souls each, and I don't know if it's an effective... We got another Mask of the Father. I don't know if it's an effective grinding method, but it really didn't feel like it. And I kept telling him, I'm pretty sure you're wasting your time here, buddy, but he would not listen to me. But that's his prerogative. But yeah, I don't really know if this is a good place to grind or not, but there is a lot of enemies. Mask of the Child, that's pretty much the best one. I don't think there's going to be anything else we want in here. I'm not sure if there are any actual drops, or if there are any actual items, I mean to say. Oh yeah, there is this one, Soul of a Hero, but it's all souls. Okay, we'll just explore this little cave back here, and then we'll move forward. And probably die. I mean, that's pretty much probably what's going to happen. Okay, let's go back here. I'm not seeing anything. Alright, let's go back. Okay, we are done with the catacombs and with the Tomb of the Giants. I mean, not 100%, but now we basically just need to run back to here every time if we do fail. This is a boss that I usually die at least once to. Let's roll through this crap. Let's go through this fog door. Okay. And as you can see, there's a fairly big drop down there, so we don't want to use an Estus Flask now. We want to drop and wait for this cutscene to go, and then use the Estus Flask. Alright, so here we have Gravelord Nito. One of the hardest bosses in my opinion. It depends on what your setup is. He can be really hard or really easy. And there's a lot of reasons he's difficult. Mainly, he spawns with a ton of skeletons. But basically what we want to do is get behind him and just lay into him as quickly as possible. Oh my god, there are so many skeletons around me. Alright, and then get away when they swamp you. That attack he's doing right there is actually going to kill them all, but as you can probably guess, they're all going to get risen from the dead anyways. Okay, what's he doing? Oh, he's doing that attack. So when you hear a high-pitched scream in the distance there, that sword is going to come from the ground and attack you. Okay, so this is why it's really awesome to have a holy weapon. So here we go again. So we just need to roll, but it's so hard to dodge. Okay, here it comes again. I guess you just need to time it perfectly. I never really understood. But we're also toxic, and there are a ton of skeletons around me. This is why... Oh, and we backed ourselves into a corner. Alright, so just to recap what Gravelord Nito does, since that was a very hectic fight, and I died fairly quickly. Not only does he spawn with a ton of regular-sized skeletons and also giant skeletons, those are the pinwheels behind me that I didn't kill, but he also will do this attack that like emanates darkness from him, and then it kills all of the skeletons, but they get reanimated because he acts like the necromancer of this place. And he'll also do that thing where you hear a very high-pitched squeal, and I guess the only way to get around it is to know exactly when it's going to come out of the ground and dodge at that exact moment. So I guess it's like 2 seconds and then roll or something like that. And then that will also give you Toxic, and then you have Toxic, which is not good. So there's like 2 main strategies. Number 1 is to have a holy weapon, and to hang back, let all the skeletons come to you, kill them all, and then you don't have to deal with the skeletons. And then Gravelord Nito is actually fairly easy. He doesn't really deal that much damage. You basically just need to circle him and attack him. The other strategy is just to do pretty much the same thing, wait for the blackness to kill all the skeletons, and then like heal while you're, you know, attacking Nito. But the problem is, I think we're too frail to be able to do that. So I think there was another strategy where you could equip Havel's armor and sort of tank all the damage and just keep attacking him, letting him kill all of his skeleton friends. So I guess we'll try doing that. I'm not really sure if that's going to work or not. In fact, I go ahead and guess that it's not. But I said Havel's armor has its uses. This is one of them. So we'll go ahead and equip that, but we're not really going to be able to roll at all. Oh, we still have a decent roll, though. So that's good. Alright, so let's try this once more. If it doesn't work, I'm going to have to look up like an actual strategy. Can we skip these cutscenes? We sure can. Alright, let's go ahead and use 2 Estus flasks. And we'll try and do what I said pretty much. It's not going to be easy. You can see there's so many skeletons. Like, so many. It's good when he attacks like that, though. So you can see here, like, an attack from skeletons don't do too much. Oh my god, but then we get comboed to death. So we need him to pretty much use that attack that kills all of them. Oh, and he toxic to me like instantly. Alright, well, let's use one of these if we can. Okay, let's get out of here. I think we're gonna die, probably. There's just too many skeletons. It's ridiculous. Okay, there we go. He killed them all, though. Okay, let's get back to him now. If this works, I'm gonna be extremely surprised. I thought he took more damage in this. That's the issue. I thought, like, you know, he's really difficult to take on. The upside is that... And we're not even hitting him. Come on, man. Alright, let's get away from him now. That's too much stuff. And we're toxic again. Get away. Use this. And I'm dead. Alright, so we're doing pretty well here. You know, it's just a lot easier if you're not commentating in a boss fight. But basically, all I'm doing here is just sort of strafing him, trying to avoid these skeletons. He kills them with, like, his normal attacks as well. Oh, I needed to get away from that. Okay. And then he does that miasma attack. But we've got him pretty low here, so all we need to do is pretty much is avoid his attacks. Because his attacks, I think, are what is maining... I can't even talk. His attacks, I think, is what is mainly dealing toxic damage to me. But yeah, he's almost dead here. The only thing that's going to mess it up are these skeletons. So yeah, Havel's armor. Oh, see? Okay, let's just kill him now. Kill him now. Kill him now. Thank God. Get away. Get away. Get away. Yeah. He's dead, right? Okay, that's just his death animation. I was like, why is he not dying? Okay, achievement unlocked, defeated Gravelord Nito. That is definitely an achievement. Well, not really. It's just, like I said, you know, it's a lot harder when you are commentating. Every time I come to a boss that I'm having trouble with, I know pretty much that as long as I, you know, do it at least one time where I'm not commentating, I'll be able to probably beat it. So that was my third try. He can be a little difficult, but if you do this strategy, wear Havel's armor, and I actually looked up a strategy, and the Quelaag Fury Sword, which is what we're using, is actually one of the best weapons to use on him. So here we have the Paladin set. Oh, that must be from killing Paladin Leroy, because I don't remember ever getting that in one of my main playthroughs either. Oh, man. Alright. Well, we killed Gravelord Nito. There's not much left to do here. There is this bonfire right here, which is going to let us warp. And also, there is this grave, I believe, right here that we can maybe activate. No? Okay, so the weird thing is, I've mentioned this before, there's a covenant that uses the Eyes of Death. Wait, did we just see it there? Is that the bonfire? Yeah. Apparently, there's a way to get down here and talk to this grave or something. I think you get to it through the catacombs. And basically, it lets you progress through the Gravelord Covenant, but once you kill Nito, you can't progress any further, and it's like the only one that does it like that, which is weird. But yeah, it's a whole covenant. It's a really odd covenant where you can like invade other people's worlds with very strong AI, and then you rank up using the Eyes of Death or something like that. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't know too much about it, but basically you need to rank up through it before you kill Gravelord Nito, which we have already done. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to use this to warp back to Firelink Shrine, and in the next episode we'll get started on another Lord Soul. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys there. Hold on, I have to wave. I didn't even realize that I wasn't going to be able to wave. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys there. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Thank you.